Hello and welcome to a new Python tutorial video. In this video I'm going to be explaining how to create the bubble sort algorithm in Python, which is an algorithm that takes an unordered list and sorts it into ascending or descending order. And how it does this is it goes through the list multiple times, checking pairs of numbers to see which is larger than the other. And if you're looking to sort the list in ascending order, the number on the left will be made to be smaller than the number on the right, and if you're looking to sort the list into descending order, the larger number will be placed on the left and the small number will be placed on the right. And it will go through the list over and over again, checking these pairs of numbers and swapping them around until the list is in the correct order. Now it's a weird concept, but I've pre-written the Python code here, and once I explain it, it will probably make more sense. Now what we have here is, well, we've defined the function with a parameter called olist, which stands for ordered list, as that's what will be output once the function's complete its process. Now inside of the function we have a for loop within a for loop, and the reason for this is that the second for loop will take the process of checking each pair of numbers inside of the array and swapping them around based on whether the smaller or the larger is supposed to go in front. And then the second for loop, the first for loop, ensures that this process takes place enough times so that the numbers have been swapped around enough so that the list is in ascending or descending order. Now the first for loop starts with the value of 0 and ends with the length of the list, and this ensures that if the list is to be sorted in ascending order and the smallest number is on the far right side of the array, that it will give it enough iterations to go to the left side of the array, and then vice versa. So if the list is to be sorted into descending order and the smallest number is at the front of the array, it will give it enough iterations to reach the end of the array. Now for the second for loop I have the parameters 0 and again the length of the list, but this time take away 1, and that's because in my program when I'm checking the values of the array, I'm checking with the current value compared to the next value along in the array. So I've used the length of list take away 1 to make sure I'm not accidentally checking values outside of the array. Now inside of the second for loop, like I said, I check if the current value in the array is greater than the next value along, and if it is, I use this function here. Now inside of the second for loop, as I've said, I use an if statement to check whether the current value in the array is larger than the next value along, and if it is, I swap their values with the assignment operator, and if the current value is not greater than the next value along, then I just pass, so it moves on to the next iteration in the for loop. And this will include if the two values are equal, meaning if the two values in the array are the same, then nothing will happen because obviously they don't need to move. So if I run this code here, it should... Okay, so at this point when recording the video, I found that I'd actually had some bugs in my code. So somewhere up at the top here, I'd written list instead of olist, so it didn't recognize the variable, and also inside this bracket here I had the -1 inside of the bracket rather than outside where it should be. But now that the code is fixed, when I run the code you'll see that it sorts the numbers successfully into ascending order. So that's about all there is to this video. If you found it useful, leave a like, and if you've got any suggestions or questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks.